summer of 2008, me and 3 friends of mine left Louisiana on a plane headed straight for Europe. The Netherlands was our first stop on our trip. Amsterdam was such a vibrant and lively place. Although it was an old town, everything was very current. While walking the streets, we found a bunch of older men playing what we called extreme chess. We visited the Van Gogh Museum. You were able to travel through his entire life, with each floor being a different time in his career. On every street corner, we found different types of entertainment. It was so nice to always hear music playing. On our way out of Amsterdam, we made a quick stop in Belgium, where we found the waffles to be simply delicious. Next on our itinerary was Paris, France. When we arrived in Paris that night, we were able to take a night tour of the city. Our first sight of the Eiffel Tower was breathtaking. We revisited the Eiffel Tower the next morning so we could get our famous tourist pictures. Another famous landmark we visited was the Arc de Triomphe. It was gigantic and very beautiful. On one of our excursions, we had a day trip at the Palace of Versailles. We learned that Versailles used to be home to the famous Marie Antoinette, who is pictured here with her children. My absolute favorite sight of this entire trip were the gardens of Versailles. The ground stretched out over many acres and you felt nothing but peace while there. Once back in Paris, we wanted to be real Parisians and try escargot, which was actually very tasty. Notre Dame was an extraordinary sight to see. We were even able to attend Mass at the church. On the only cloudy day on our trip, we decided to visit the Louvre. It was 4 floors of the most famous art in the world. Jumping ahead a few days and a few stops, and we found ourselves in Rome, Italy. All of us were so ready to get to the Trevi Fountain. Tradition says that if you throw a coin into the fountain, the first is for a wish of yours, and the second coin ensures that you will one day return to Rome. The Roman Colosseum was enormous. Although it was old, the architecture was incredible. Once inside, we were given a tour that explained how the games were played in ancient times. While in Rome, the UEFA Soccer Championship game was happening. Fans from Barcelona and Manchester were filling the streets with cheers at all hours of the night. One of the stops the 4 of us were waiting for the entire trip was to visit the Vatican. The Vatican stretched out for what seemed like forever. Inside of the church were 4 other basilicas. Because it was so huge, it seemed more of a museum than a church to me. Traveling to Europe was such an amazing opportunity that I will never forget.